Alright, so guys, today we are gonna be talking about a bunch of things that are gonna happen soon in the update, whether it's something that Robtop has planned for after 2.2 or if it is something that he has recently announced for 2.21 or something very similar. So we're just gonna be talking about the things that we're gonna have in the near future basically. But firstly, I want to quickly ask you guys to go to Geometry Dash and follow me. I'm trying to test something right now, and just go to my account and click on this follow button right here. And yeah, let's just jump straight into it. Also, we have a new legendary, which is pretty cool. So I'm gonna be jumping around from the editor to something else like really fast. And the first thing we have is the auto build is gonna be completely reworked. And you can see here the UI is messed up because if you had that interface, that pop-up, the orange, not orange, it's like brown pop-up, these buttons go like out of bound. And also, in case you didn't know, it's also supposed to have these special blocks where there are custom blocks set by Robtop himself, so you don't have to create your own template. You can simply use, for example, if you like this one, you can use it, but as of right now, it doesn't really work. Every single one of them leads to these rocky blocks. So this is something that Robtop has definitely said that he's going to be working on. And another thing is also that, you know how in here they are... Okay, what the heck is going on here? This is really messy. You know how we have these blocks for like the normal blocks that you gotta fill in? There are also slopes, and as of right now, there's no way to paste the template of the slopes. Or what if we do paste template? Yeah, it doesn't work. Somehow it's like hidden in the code. So that is something that we are definitely gonna get. And I've also heard that there are a lot of bugs with this system. I mean, I use it a lot for my levels, and I've encountered a lot of issues. So maybe those ones are also gonna be fixed. And this whole system is just gonna feel more finished, and we're probably gonna have more options in here and stuff like that, and so much on. So guys, and another small thing Robtop said that he's wanting to do after 2.2 is that he also wants to start streaming, which is gonna be, I think, really awesome, because he streamed like in 2020, I think, or 2021, or was it 2019? I can't really remember. It was like in October, and he showed a lot of upcoming features, which was awesome. And he also had to code stuff, and Robtop has so many times said that he's wanting to stream after 2.2 to include features from the community, so we can go into the chat and say add this, and he's gonna add it literally live. If it's like something small, of course. If it's something major, then he's not gonna be able to do it in one single stream, but it's still really interesting. For example, if you found like a small bug or something, he can literally fix it on stream or something similar to that. So yeah, that is going to be really interesting. I'm really looking forward for the streams, and he's also excited for the streams, as I've heard. So yeah, we're gonna have to see. Now back to the editor for a little bit. Another thing that Robtop wants to do is he wants to make the triggers more visible when playtesting. And what I'm saying by that is, you know, when you're like playing like that, it's basically gonna pulse the triggers once they are triggered. So right now we have the duration, not duration, like we have the effect lines, which basically occur once you hit that line. However, in platformer mode, this is gonna be different because you don't hit the line, but it still gets triggered because the line still goes like that. And it would be really fun if these things could basically pulse or show an indication that they have been called. This is something that could be really helpful, to be honest. And another thing is that the whole editor is gonna get a complete revamp, meaning that all of the buttons, this is actually Robtop, he gave us like a hint of how like an idea of how he wants it to be, and he said he wants it to be more similar to game engines, which is insane. So if you guys know what a game engine is, it's basically what's used to make a game. Usually, I mean, some of the biggest games have been made with a game engine, and you basically click on a trigger, he said, and instead of having to go to here, you'd have like a huge interface in here that basically allows you to change all of these values without having to click on here. So you could basically click them here, and all these would be like really small so that they fit, and depending on which one you click on, you can see like all of the details in here on the right side. And all these buttons are like really huge, so everything would have to completely change. Maybe like the whole UI would have to change and stuff like that. But I really find the triggers thing really interesting because you don't have to click on it and stuff like that, and much more. I'm assuming he's gonna have to change a lot of things, but this is like for the far future. I don't think we're gonna get this anytime soon. Maybe 2.3 or even after that, to be honest. But I've heard that the editor is really hard to figure out for newer players. Like they have no idea what the heck they're looking at once they enter the editor. So, and another thing that RobTop has said he wants to do is he wants to organize these blocks, which I personally can totally understand. Look at how messy they are. And he said perhaps there would be a what is it called? Like you can call it like tags. So for example, you can go ahead and search somewhere for a block. Let's say you search for a ladder, and then this one would appear, and I think there are a bunch more ladders, and all these things would basically appear in here as opposed for you to having to scroll over these things. Or you can search for pipe, and then this one maybe shows up, and these two, and so on. I think you guys understand. I think that would be really fun. I think we definitely need a searching system now that we have so many blocks for the pixel art. But sometimes you look at things and you're like, what the heck even is that? Like, what is this one, for example? It's just like, or this one, like these are just random things. So yeah, I'm definitely looking forward for that. And I would also love to hear what you guys think about these individual things that we're going to have in the future. This one also looks pretty cool. And also another thing that I think we're going to have like slowly added into the, not really the updates, like server-sided stuff. We're going to have more sound effects. So if you search now, it's like the latest version, 95. And we have 18,000 sound effects, but RobTop said that there are going to be 500,000. These are how many he has approximately. Before 2.2 he had 500,000, so that is going to be really wild. But yeah, that is definitely going to make sure that levels don't feel repetitive, because I feel like a lot of sound effects are being reused in a lot of levels just because we don't have that many different things. For example, if you search for future, you cannot find a single one, which I find absolutely unacceptable. Or if you search for portal, then these are like just people talking and some really terrible sound effects that you definitely don't want to use for a portal. So yeah, we are gonna get a lot of these guys as well. And by the way, all of these things that I'm mentioning right now are like definitely said by RobTop. So I could show you the messages and stuff like that, but that would take a little bit more time because Geometry Dash window, it just doesn't work that well. But let's just move on to a trust me bro type of thing, okay? And another thing that he has also said is if you have Discord and you know what the heck that is, then you might see people online playing Geometry Dash, but that's all that's gonna show. However, RobTop has said that in the future, maybe in 2.3 or something like that, you're gonna be able to see what they're doing. If they are in the editor, how many objects the level that they're creating has, and if they are like menuing in here. I think in Mega Hack this thing already exists, or if you're playing a level, how much percentage you have on it. So you can see all these details in Discord if you want to show them. Of course, you don't have to show them, but I think that would be really interesting. And another thing that we're gonna get is a new spin-off game, a new free game on the Play Store, which I'm really excited about. Maybe RobTop has been so silent lately working on that free game. Who knows? I mean, if that's the case, then that is pretty epic, because I've heard actually that he said that it's gonna come out later. He literally said later. Now, I don't really know what the heck later is supposed to mean, but yeah, I'm just mentioning it here because why not? And another thing that RobTop wants to add for the future of GD is global rankings according to different stats. So instead of ranking everybody by the stars, you can rank them by the diamonds or by the demons, which I think would be really cool, or user coins and stuff like that. I think this would be really simple to set up and wouldn't take that much time, or you know, not that many bugs would occur, I would assume. So yeah, that is really exciting as well. And the last thing that we have for today, I might actually do an episode 2 for this video, but the last thing that we have is RobTop also said that he's gonna add ID ranges for search. So for example, if you want to search for levels that have the ID of less than 1,000, you can type it in here and then it would only show you level IDs that have the ID of lower than 1,000, which this one is one of them. And yeah, that would be really interesting because then you could search for levels that were made in 2.1 specifically, like ID range from, I don't know, like when 2.1 started, like 1 million until like 90 million or something like that. And then you could only play 2.1 levels, or if you want to like go to 1.5, 4, 3 and stuff like that. I think people made like a list on the IDs that came out and like the first level that came out in each update. And so you could use these values to basically show how many, to see like the only levels that you want to play. And another thing that would fix this whole thing is just to add a checkbox here to input which update you want to play it on, because the GD service actually return the update that the level was made on. So this one, usually it says somewhere on the service that this was made, and like some of my older levels, like these ones, would show basically 2.1 and so forth and so on. You guys get the idea. So that has been it for this video. I would like to see what you guys think about these things, because I think that I'm really excited for streaming. Most important, I really want to see him stream again. And another thing is that go follow me in case you haven't already on Geometry Dash, and also subscribe and also like, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching, and I will see